Hello, everyone, and welcome to John Streams Games, where we're gonna play some Star Fox 2, because Star Fox 2 is happening, like, legitimately, which is crazy, because literally in the last stream, one of you guys asked, like, what canceled game would you want to see Nintendo bring back? And of course, we started talking about Star Fox 2, so, like, then, literally, what, 2 days later? They announced that it was actually happening, which is awesome and like super unexpected. Of course, it's coming to the SNES Classic, and yeah, which is great. Of course, I believe that's because the patents on the Super Effects chip have expired. Essentially, when the game was made, the Super Effects chip, Nintendo didn't actually have the rights to it. The rights belonged to Argonaut, and then when Argonaut folded, those rights kind of into the nether of buyouts and whatnot, but now those licenses have expired, so Nintendo can reproduce it, which means that Star Fox 2 can actually happen, which is very exciting. So here we are playing my reproduction cart of the alpha or beta or whatever version of Star Fox 2 that was leaked on the internet, and then of course patched by fans, put onto a cartridge so that us fans could have it in our collection, finish off that spot. But soon, this will be an outdated version of Star Fox 2, which is awesome. So, we're gonna play some Star Fox 2. Let me just finish getting my chat window up here so I can see what you guys are saying. And, yeah. Junie says, I found unused character sprites from Star Fox 2. Did you? I will upload it on my Star Fox channel anytime soon. Okay. Good. Good, the more, the better. You better upload it soon before it actually, who knows, they may show up in the final version. We just don't know what sort of things to expect to change in that final version. But for tonight, if you watched one of my previous live streams, we tried to do this in expert mode, and I failed miserably. My stream was also set up very bad. I tried to go back and watch that stream, and it was set up terribly, and like the voice was all out of sync. It was a bad time. So, but this afternoon I was like, I saw on our Twitter poll that Star Fox 2 was winning for what to play tonight, and so I was like, alright, you know what, I'm gonna practice on expert mode. So I played through it, and there's a picture on Twitter, on the NWR Twitter, on my Twitter, of my final result screen. Beat the game, 0 damage to Corneria, 0 deaths, like, it was the best I've ever done on Star Fox 2. Which means that, of course, tonight, when I play this, I'm going to die miserably. So, brace yourselves for that. But I think I have a strategy. I have returned to take my revenge, says Andros. Cornerian scum. I wonder how close this translation is gonna be to the final translation that's in, like, the actual game. Alright. So, I think my strategy is gonna be, I have a tendency to always want to use, like, Slippy and Peppy, because they have, their ships are like tanks, they're very like high in defense, but they're very slow. And on expert mode, it really helps to be fast. So, we're gonna try to be fast. And that means using the new characters, Faye and Miu, because their ships are very, very fast. They also have the added bonus of having twin lasers by default, whereas everybody else only has single, which gives them a very nice early bonus over the other ships. But let's give this a shot. If it doesn't work, maybe we'll switch over to hard difficulty and beat it there, because I should be able to do just fine on that. Alright. So, away we go. Let's go with... So yeah, like everybody else, you can see, like, Fox and Falco are kind of like the mid-range, and then Peppy and Slippy are slower, but have, like, crazy shield. And also their charge shot does a lot. These guys, their charge doesn't do much, but that's offset by the fact that they have the twin lasers, they're very fast, nimble. So, let's see, I'm gonna try using both of them. This morning I did a mixture of Miu and Fox, but I found that I was never using Fox, so I think I should just use these two. And I think that'll work out better for me. So, that's what we're gonna do. And away we go. I'm interested to see, like, one of the things that was talked about a lot is that theoretically this game ran on an upgraded version of the Super Effects chip, which of course we don't really have. So I'll be curious to see how the actual performance compares in the final version that's on the SNES Classic to this early version ported onto like a regular cart. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. Okay, I want to take this guy out. Alright, the other thing is when I was playing this afternoon, of course, I was playing in absolute silence. And as any of you who have ever tried to stream or do Let's Plays before know, it is so much easier to be good at games when you don't have to talk through it, because you can be much more concentrated. All of your concentration is going toward actually playing the game, as opposed to, I gotta remember to boost so these guys don't get away. It's, or they could just run into me. That's a good way to deal with them as well. Yeah, it's much easier to play games when you're not having to talk. So, it was much worse on the streams. Okay, we're gonna go missile, and we're gonna go, so in expert mode, Andros will essentially, once we take out a few of these things, Andros is gonna take over a few more planets and then launch missiles from all of them at once. Normally what I would do is I would move the Great Fox to the meteor area, and because that means that I can recover my health in the center of the map. But on expert mode, that means that that leaves Fortuna and Titania free for Andros to take over, which are very close range. And so I think what I'm actually going to do is go ahead and clear out these missiles and then move the Great Fox to Fortuna. And that'll give me a little bit more wiggle room and keep those missiles, when they do come in, a little more close together. Which I think will be a good strategy. And I think will make the hardest part of this game slightly easier. It's still hard as balls, but it will be slightly easier. There we go. Those twin lasers right off the bat are just great. Just fantastic. Yeah, so with the Super Nintendo Classic, I don't know if any of you guys have tried to get it yet, but if you're trying to, they have showed up, like Amazon UK has put up pre-orders twice for it, I believe. I managed to get in, like, when they put up their first pre-orders, I hopped in there, because one of the NWR guys pointed out to me. I think it was Casey Gibson. Thank you, Casey. So I got one of the European ones pre-ordered. So worst case scenario, I have one of those, but that's obviously going to take a little bit longer to get here. So, I want to move my ship over, go faster. We're going to move the ship to, we're going to try moving it to Fortuna. But yeah, so hopefully I'll have that. So when that comes out, better believe we are doing so many live streams of this. I'm looking forward to doing like comparison videos, looking at like what changed between this version and the final version. It'll be fun to do. I want to do some sort of like comprehensive history once we have that final version to look at. Die. Ooh, fireworks. I should mention, I mean, it's obviously very near the 4th of July, and fireworks this year have been legalized in the state of Iowa. So that's, just wonderful. I have neighbors shooting off fireworks constantly. It is not terribly annoying at all. Well, thanks for shooting down that missile, buddy. I appreciate it. Tyler says, I've beaten the Japanese version of this game. That's great. I don't think I've ever played it in any length. Like, I've always just played the patch, like the version with the English patch on it. I would assume, I mean, technically, I guess this is a Japanese version of the game that's just been patched to run in English. Yeah. What difficulty did you beat it on? Because there's, like, it feels like a whole different game when you play it on, like, because you'll see different bosses, you'll see different enemies, Andros will take over different planets. The final boss battle is slightly different, depending on, whoa, I didn't even realize there was another one. The final boss battle is a little bit different depending on which specific version or which difficulty you play it on. And I do wonder, like, I assume all of that will be carried over into the final version. But we will have to wait and see. Boom, boom, boom. You fly away. Okay, so we did that. We're gonna go, let's see. Let's take out the missile real quick before we go for that cruiser. Essentially, we just want to make sure, like, once you do enough damage, Andros goes nuts and just just unleashes on Corneria, and it's very hard to get through. As if like one mistake and he just does enough successive shots that he just obliterates the planet. And so we want to be very careful and make sure we are in a good spot to deal with that when it eventually happens. The nice thing is, because we have the Great Fox down in the corner there, all of the missiles can only shoot from kind of like half of the map. If you have Fortuna and Titania both unoccupied when he takes over, then it means you have missiles coming from close range in both directions, and that's a bad time. That's not a place you want to find yourself. And like I said, with fast characters, I managed to get through it today, but I'd rather not test my luck and try to pull it off again, because we all know that doing it live on the internet, it will not work. There's no way I'll manage to pull it off. Got some health, so we're back up to full. Let's kind of boost past these guys. See how fast we can do this. I have beaten Star Fox 2 in all difficulties. Good. It feels like a whole different game, doesn't it? Like every difficulty feels very different. Especially like one of the big things, like these on expert mode, and I'm leaning a little bit on hard mode too. Like these the interiors of these buildings get much more complex. Like on easy mode, they're pretty much all like one room interiors. But especially by the time you get to like Andros, like he has like a Zelda dungeon before you get to him. It's kind of ridiculous, but cool and very impressive technologically. All right, what are we dealing with? Who we got? We got a little spidery guys. These guys are pretty easy, so that's good. He drops anything for me? That's just more shield, more of the special I already have. I'd like to, if I can. One of the specials is a, oh, what's it called? It's like a health regenerating item, and that is an amazing special to have. The shield is okay, assuming you're paying enough attention to, like, use it at the right time, which I never pay attention to anything, so it doesn't always work great for me. There's also, like, the smart bomb is good, but I like the shield regeneration. Don't need that other one because I'm already full health. So we shall just go and take out the core. Of course, like for any of you who haven't seen this game before, like immediately in this core battle fighting this thing with the walker, you'll see immediate similarities to Star Fox Zero. They pretty much lifted this boss straight out of this game and used it for the mission accomplished path on Star Fox Zero, which was really cool. A very like niche homage to a game that never happened. Obviously, Nintendo is completely aware that the game leaked, but it's still cool to see them homage it in that way. How different do you think the full version will be? Well, what is it? Because there are a bunch of... If you haven't yet, Dylan Cuthbert, one of the lead programmers from Argonaut who worked on this game, has done a bunch of interviews after the SNES Classic was announced, because he didn't even know the game was being released. Imagine working on the game like this and then having it never come out. 22 years. That must be terrible. But yeah, so he didn't even know the game was going to be released. And so he's done a bunch of interviews recently just talking about the game, talking about the development. And he said, you know, that essentially what we have is this early build that's theoretically kind of like the whole concept of the game, but it has none of like the QA testing. So obviously it's buggy, but also none of like the, because the other, like, two things come out of testing. You talk about what bugs need to be fixed, but you also talk about what aspects of the game could be improved from like a game design perspective. And so none of that has happened. So this game, as we're playing it, has not been through like the Mario Club, what's it called? Mario Club testing? Nah, you guys know what I'm talking about. It hasn't been through Nintendo's testing process yet. And so it's essentially a first draft of the game. So I expect a lot of just basic, like, some performance improvements, and just basic game design. Like, there's just basic little things that I think they could do to, fix. There was one I was thinking about this morning that I can't think of now, but I'll remember it here in a little bit. Oh, why did I go ahead and do this one? This is a terrible planet. I hate this planet. Okay, so that switch to get into this building is on a moving platform. Whoop. Okay. Where is it? Ah, it's moving. Where'd it go? How'd it get away from me? I thought I was right at the corner where it was gonna stop. Whoop. Get on. Yes. Okay. Good, 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 good. Perfect. Get on the switch. There we go. Expert is just huge mayhem. Missiles all over the place, squad ships attacking Corneria, motherships, shooting lasers at Corneria, bosses appearing in Star Wars. Super Mario Club, yeah, that's what I was looking for. Yes, so Expert mode is just ridiculous. There's a reason that they call it Expert mode and not just Hard mode, because Hard mode does not begin to describe, the crap you have to go through in Expert mode. Get in the base? Okay. This level always makes me nervous because you can't walk into the base. You have to actually fly into it, and if you fly just a little bit too low, there's lava. All right, so we got this Night Knack, which is like a robot with a shield, who is another concept that would appear in Star Fox 64. He's essentially the boss of Sector Y. I was reading an interview, speaking of like those interviews with Cuthbert, he was saying that I guess a lot of the coding for the camera system of this game, I think he said like 30% or something of that code was actually recycled and is the camera code for Mario 64, which is an interesting crossover. Because of course Miyamoto has said in the past that kind of the thought process behind Mario 64 really started with the Super Effects chip and the Star Fox series. Because even this, you start to see like some basic platforming and stuff like that. It doesn't always work the greatest, but you do start to see it. And so they were obviously thinking about Mario 64 during this game. Of course, we don't know if any like prototypes were made or anything like that, but there is some bloodline. Let's see. Do we want the shield or do we want the bomb? I'm gonna take the bomb. Okay. Are there any more turrets that I can... Yes, there's still some turrets. Let's see if we can nab a little health from these guys. Yes, we can. Okay. These little wall guys I don't think normally give me health. Blow it up just in case. Nope, okay. So, we're mostly at full health, which is what we want. Sorry I'm late. I'm completing the last side quest in Breath of the Wild. The last one! Congratulations. I am nowhere near the last side quest in that. Have you downloaded the DLC? Is that Trial of the Sword? I tried it once yesterday. Granted, I didn't expect to beat it on my first try. And I made it past like the first, it's not a checkpoint, but there's like a relaxation point where you can kind of restore some of your health. And then made it like 2 floors past that and got killed. And I'm building up the courage to try it again, because of course you have to restart every time. Excuse me. Say, isn't there multiplayer? So, that's interesting, and that's one of the things that I'm really curious about for the final version. In the alpha that came before this version, there was a multiplayer mode. It was just like a battle mode, like what was in Star Fox 64. But then there wasn't, like, the whole, like, tactical thing was, like, nowhere near, like, there were, like, some basic missions, which was you flying around in a flat area, and, like, an enemy would pop up and you shoot the enemy. It was, like, nothing. Like, there was no real progression single-player game to that alpha version, but there were the bare bones of that multiplayer mode. So that's the question, is, will the final version have that? Because obviously this version doesn't, but this is also obviously not a full... Whoa. What just... did a missile get through? Oh, the satellite. Okay, because the satellite was already aiming at it, was charged. I was like, nothing was near Corneria. Why did it get shot at? Okay. But yeah, so it, it was taken out, or it's not in this version, so it'll be interesting to see if that does show up in the final version. Okay, I need to clean this place up a little bit. I've let the enemies run amok, as it were. We're not going to go for him yet, because I think if we go for him, it'll probably cue Andros to shoot his missiles. So we're going to take out this guy. These guys aren't too hard. These guys teleport around, which is a little annoying. But if we can just bash this guy real quick. take out his buddies. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. It could not have gone more perfectly. Alright. I finished the main side quest being the weapon connoisseur from that village. Didn't get the DLC yet. That I'm like partway through that side quest. That side quest is it's always like weapons that I see all the time, and then once I'm actually looking for them for him, I can never find them. Alright. Swirly bugger. This particular missile type is like super easy. But just annoying. With its spinny nonsense. Hit it. There we go. Alright, so we still have... No, okay, so we're just gonna take out... Here he goes, okay. So, everything seems fine, it seems like you're kind of catching up. And he tries to take it over, but he can't... Oh, he can still take it over when the ship's there! Oh! Oh, and he took over Meteo too, Jesus. Okay, well, this is interesting. He doesn't normally take over Meteo. He doesn't normally take over the one that the ship is on. Got 5 missiles off, okay. Okay, this is going to be close. Let's see if we can pull this off. We don't want to take out the cruiser yet. That's not... Okay. We're just gonna go after this guy. We're gonna try to kill him as fast as possible. We don't want to waste any time, because that's the thing about this game, is while you're doing this, everything is still moving. Like, those missiles are still going toward Corneria. And so you do not want to waste any time. Oh boy, so the cannon's charging up. Boy, this is going to be close. So the question is, do we try to rush him? Okay, we're going to try to rush him. Maybe the satellite can charge up in time to shoot something down. We're just going to do this extremely fast. We're going to constantly be boosting. I should have switched to the ship with full health, but that's okay. We're just going to fly through here really fast. Take out this before it can shoot its beam at Corneria. I told you I would never be able to do it perfectly on an actual stream. Whoop! Okay, I should avoid those. Oh, it's moving. That's why I'm hitting it. Okay, well this is off to a terrible start. Okay. Oh, I needed... Okay, no, it went out. Cool. Okay. I'm gonna get hit by that. Nope, it just pushes me. Cool, those are the ones that just push me. Good, good, good. We need health. Hopefully the boss in here is easy. Oh, it's just one of those turret things. That's easy. Okay. No problem. Take out these wall guys real quick, just so they don't cause an issue. This guy should pop up somewhere in here. Nope. Oh, oh, he moved. He's behind me. There he is. Yeah, I can just pop it. I not have to. Oh, it didn't kill him. Oh boy, this is bad. All those missiles are gonna hit Corneria. We're already screwed. I should have just recorded my play from this afternoon, and then just streamed that and talked over it. That would have been a much more impressive stream. I'm up in a place where I can hit you. There we go. Oh, really? You're just gonna come up right under me? That's freaking cheap. Good. You up. Die. Good, and health. Good, 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 good. Wait, are you not dead? Shoot, is there another one? Were there 3? Jesus. Okay. That's fine, though, because there's more health. So that's good. Alright, and there's the final room. Here. Oh, and there's more health. Oh, good, 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 good. Problem is, every time we pick up health, we're losing time. Not gonna worry. Okay, the other one already disappeared, so that's fine. We're just gonna go through the door, take out the boss. And it's a nice decor. Okay, one missile hit. That's fine, didn't do a whole lot of damage, that's okay. Oh, there's the other missile. That one did a whole lot more damage. I don't know why the first one did so little and that second one did a lot. Maybe two of them hit at the same time. But John, you did better in the Trial of the Sword than me. Well, that's encouraging. I got the worst at it, so that's good. I already completed all the DLC. I'm eagerly waiting for the next pack as a fan of the Champions. Yeah. No, I'm like the actual story DLC I'm very excited for. Okay. This is fine though. We are not in the worst shape we could be in. I'm pretty sure the satellite, if I just would have let it, would have just shot down its missile on its own, but that's okay. We can take it out real quick. Gonna go nice and fast. We're gonna boost around, take out the missiles very quickly. Alright. Blow up, blow up, blow up, blow up, blow up, blow up, blow up. Please? Please? Thank you. Jeez, fireworks. It's not, I don't get why people would buy fireworks, like, right before the 4th of July and then not wait until the 4th of July to set them off. I don't, like, you were so close, you almost made it, but then you failed at the last second. Okay. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna finish off, assuming he doesn't get too stupid. Ooh, cool, we shot that in one hit, good. Assuming Andros doesn't do anything stupid, which he might launch a couple more cruisers. Is he gonna give me a second? He's gonna give me a second, cool. Okay, we're gonna take out Fortuna so we can kind of go back. Actually, no, we have all these group drilling at this on this side of the map, so it makes more sense to go for Titania this time. Because all of his bases are on the lower end of the map, so we want them all grouped together so it's easier to shoot down missiles because they're all coming from the same direction. We have a plan. We have a plan, we're thinking tactically. That's far enough. Leon from Star Wolf is here. That's not what Leon's voice sounds like, but that's okay. We just need to kill him quickly. Because while we're doing this, even though they don't have any missiles in the air right now, all those other planets are building new missiles. And you can actually, if you go to a planet, sometimes you can catch them mid-missile building. And if you go to a planet, blow up the missile, you can then, like, leave, and it will have still blown up the missile. They have to start over, which is cool. There's a lot of depth to this game. It's what makes it so awesome. Whoop. And it's not even done. Whoop, whoop, blow up, blow up, blow up. Accept my charge shot. Accept it. Let it into your heart. There we go. Wahahaha. All right. Alright. So yeah, see, Fortuna's got a missile charging. We're gonna very fast about taking out this planet, maybe. I mean, I say we're gonna be very fast. It's gonna take forever. But this one, I think, has only easy switches. Fortuna, on the other hand, its switches are all pure bull. So I'm not a fan of trying to take over that. Or no, not Fortuna. Which one is it? No, it's the Meteor. Its switches are utterly ridiculous. This one we just have to push. Look at that. Early physics in 3D gaming. Huh? Are you impressed yet? Alright, so there's that one. And then the other one is just this little, like, standy-uppy thing that we have to knock over. Gonna boost over here. Transform and sprint forward. Run! Oh, we gotta hit it from the right angle, though. Straight on. Run and jump! Got it. Cool. And then we just hop on up here and push the button. Good, this is going quick. Maybe there are some Canadians among them. The people setting off fireworks? Okay. You know what? That would make sense, because it is Canadian Independence Day. Good thought. I'm caught up with you. I was trying to figure out how Canadians related to Titania. But that makes much more sense. Maybe they're just very, you know, they're Americans, but they, like, really support Canada. This is the only Star Fox game I ever played. This one is the only one you have played? Like, you saw the entire Star Fox lineup, and the only one you played was the one that never happened? Fascinating decision. Truly. Truly fascinating. Alright. Whoop. Okay, so that was Fortuna's IPBM just got shot. Which is good, because that means we have plenty of time. What was that special? Was that a special? Oh, that's the healing special. Good, that's what I wanted. Excellent. Whoop. See a question in the comments, and I will read it as soon as I kill this guy. Ooh, that was a big firework. That one had some bass to it. What do you think of the early designs of Star Wolf from this game compared to the other Star Fox games? I actually like them. I mean, they're pretty similar, like, looks to the other games. The big one, I do notice that Pigma, I feel like, is characterized a lot different. Like, in this one, he's actually characterized as being, like, somewhat competent. Whereas, of course, in all the other Star Fox games, he's just a complete waste of space. Where did the... Oh, did we shoot it down? Awesome! We shot down the missiles, so problem solved. I wish we could shoot down the missiles that are going off outside my window. That would be lovely. Alright. Let's see. We have... Okay, so we have a couple... Well, those are like... What are... Oh, those other Star Wolf ships? What's coming to get me? He hasn't launched his boss... Yeah, so they're all Star Wolf ships. Speaking of Pigma, I'm Pigma of Star Wolf. Prepare yourself. Andros paid good cash for such an easy job. You know what? That is still kind of Pigma, like, still focused on money. So, like, that element of his character is definitely still there. I like their ships. They definitely, like, they have the start of what their ships would be. The cool, like, multi-winged thing. Almost like the X-Wing look. But I like them. They definitely... They look cool. And they're all unique. Early as well, I think, like Pigma, Leon, and Andrew are all pretty much the same, but Wolf's looks different. You know what? Andrew is totally different in this game than he is in the actual Star Fox games. In this, he's like a tiny little monkey, whereas in the other ones, he's a slightly taller monkey. Hands off my prey! Are we quoting Star Wolf lines? Star Wolf, as in the team lines? Hands off my bread. Impressive show. Let me thank you. Okay, so now, okay, he's got cruisers, and that's fine. We can deal with cruising. We need to go, so this thing's gonna take over the satellite. So we need to deal with that. This thing's gonna launch a missile, but we'll be right in its path anyway, so that'll be fine. And this will only take a moment. Alright. Boom, 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 boom. Whoop. Whoop. Oh, I'll just run into it. That's fine. Hands off my hands. You guys and you're funny. Now we're just quoting things. Okay, I am going to, let's see, so they launched a missile. We're gonna go back to the mothership. We're going to recover our health real quick. We're not gonna warp. We're just recovering our health so we can come at this thing fresh, refreshed, and not so worn from our adventures. Is it just one? This will be easy. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, I like it when the missiles are easy. The ones I hate is when it gives you those ones that's like a 4-pack and then like 3 other ones and they're all going in different directions, and when you hit the 4-pack it doesn't all explode at once, they're all like pew, 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 pew. That's a problem. That is a real problem. Those things have screwed me up multiple times. Okay, so we got another Star Wolfian fella right there. They're gonna launch a missile. We're gonna take out this guy, because I like our strategy of... Oh, there's missiles. We need to do this fast and then get down to take out those missiles. Because I like our strategy of keeping only one side of the map active. Of just kind of locking down the other side so that they can't do anything over there. That seems like a good idea. Here's the last one. Where are you? Whoop, you flew over. Sneaky bugger. Alright. I think Andrew in this game is a bush baby. Or a Galago. You know? He's still Andross's nephew in this one, right? So he still ought to be, like, kind of the same species. But you're right. He's definitely not, like, a regular... You know, he does look like a bush baby. You're right. You're actually right. Okay. So this thing could shoot down one of those missiles. But it's gonna get real crowded over here real fast. If I don't... Yeah, I need to do this first before I go after that cruiser. This needs to be my priority. Hopefully the satellite should be able to shoot down at least one of the missiles, which would make life easier. This guy. Up real quick. Good. Then we just take care of your little ship. Those ships have a really cool design too. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Doing good. We're doing good. I'm getting nervous because it all went very badly there for a moment, but we seem to have things kind of back on track. We'll see how we do once Andross launches like his extra bosses. Is this the real Star Fox 2? It is the most updated version we have as of now. It is not the version from the SNES Classic because that isn't out yet. When it is out, you can bet your butt we'll be giving you all the content we can. If Nintendo allows us to stream stuff early, you can be sure we will be streaming Star Fox 2 early. But of course, you have to be careful with Nintendo because if you do something they don't want you to do, they will send their ninjas after you. And you do not want to meet the Nintendo ninjas. Which Star Fox is your favorite? My favorite is the original, just Star Fox on the Super Nintendo. Though I have a very soft spot for Star Fox Assault. I know a lot of people will have some issues with that one. I really like Star Fox Assault. Mostly because I just love its over-the-top story. So he just launched some bosses at us. Boy, there are a lot of bosses in play right now. We have 2 big ones and then a member of Star Wolf. So that must actually be Andrew. So there's a lot going on. We're going to take care of this missile because we're right next to it. And we want to get rid of it while we can. Lot of characters in play right now. Let's see if we're lucky. We can just give this sucker a charge shot. And it'll just blow it up in one hit. Nope, it did not. It separated. That is not what we wanted to happen, but it's okay, because it's the only thing in the area, so it's pretty easy to take care of. When those missiles are surrounded by other missiles that are going in other directions, that's when it becomes a problem. Okay, ooh. Does it tell me which one of these? I guess we can go ahead and fight. Oh, there's a missile there too, okay. So this guy will probably shoot down the missile, because that's the only thing on the field for it to shoot down. Because it can't shoot down the bosses. Yep, he's definitely a bush baby. Absolutely a bush baby. Ooh, there's some fireworks. Can you guys hear those? Is that pleasant? Does that make for good streaming? Oh, there's a lot of them. A lot of really good ones. Oh, those are just firecrackers going off. Tell me if you guys can hear those. I hope it's really pleasant for you. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's a good time. Not annoying at all. I'm back. Howard, stop running away. Whoop. You think Star Fox is dead after the fail of Star Fox Zero? You know, I hope not. I like Star Fox Zero. And, I don't think so. I think that, based on the interest in Star Fox 2, there's obviously a market for it. it may be a while. Star Fox definitely isn't like an every generation kind of system, or kind of game. Also, the satellite just shot down that missile, so that's good. I'm gonna use my Healy thing. He's almost killed me. There he goes. Whoop, 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 whoop. Just, hi. So good at barrel roll. Okay. Good. So we beat him. We have pretty much full health. Jesus, those fireworks, right? Right? It's loud. That's my life right now. People setting those off in my parking lot. It's safe for a while, but Miyamoto... It is for a while, but Miyamoto talked about a Star Fox anime. So, I hate to be this guy, but that quote... There's a quote going on about Miyamoto saying that he wants to do anime for, like, Pikmin and Kirby and Star Fox, and those are, like, the ones he mentions. That quote is mistranslated. What he's actually saying is that those are examples of anime they've already done. Now, I'm not saying they couldn't. And after how amazing that Star Fox anime they did was, I absolutely want them to do that as a show, because it would be so good. But that particular quote, he was referring to stuff that they have already done. And it was just an early translation was just a little... Google Translate can be a problem. Master Yigaregi will go after those fireworks launchers. Please. Do you think that Andrew is a Tarsier? I don't know what that is. Maybe. It's certainly a possibility, given that I have no idea what that is. Is it a thing that's kind of monkey-like, but with giant eyes? Because that could be. Let's see. Here we go. Going after these guys so they can't get to the planet. Alright, on the bright side, unlike, I don't think he didn't launch the one that likes to teleport away. Because that's, if you watch my other stream, I had to deal with that one. And that one's a problem. Okay, he's gonna spin. We're gonna get away while he's spinning. So, yes. Back around. And go for him again. That went actually really well. Let's see how little damage I can take. Because you can kind of brute force this guy. Especially when you have the healing stuff. If you just kind of boost away when he spins, hit your brake and spin back around, then he's not too hard. Gotta know his pattern. Whoop. You know, okay, so speaking of things that I think that the Super Mario Club would have said in their testing, hopefully one of them is getting the camera to stay more consistently focused toward where you're aiming. Because you can definitely kind of wind up shooting in a direction that isn't anywhere near where you're actually looking. Like right here. I can really shoot at the very edge of the screen. Don't you run away from me. There we go. So that would be something I would fix. Make the camera adjustment a little bit more aggressive. Alright. Okay, so cruisers are going. A Tarsier is a small monkey with giant eyes. That's perfect. That's exactly what it sounds like. Okay, so with both of these guys, we need to take out this, and then we need to stop this from getting to our satellite system. During these hectic times, that satellite is very, very helpful. Of course, we're gonna fight the giant... Oh, it's not the dragon. I didn't realize he launched this one. Okay. A little bit different. I don't remember how hard the Space Blade is. I'm used to him launching. The last couple of times I've done Expert, he's launched the dragon and then that other one. Launched this in a while. Seems to be going very well, though, so I think we should be okay. It's a giant fidget spinner is what it is. Giant space spinner. Yeah. There we go. Cool, that was actually really easy. Alright. So... Okay, we've got another missile coming in from Fortuna. Need to stop the cruisers, though. I think... Get to this missile and the sabotagey things, or take out the cruiser. I think that should be okay. That sabotagey thing, especially when I take out. That is very important. Come here. Alright. we're doing okay. Everything is okay. Extra mode is very stressful. Alright. These guys are very fragile, but they're very fast, and they like to all take off in different directions. So you have to really get rid of them right away. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. And okay. Good. Ooh, more fireworks. How do you think the general public will view Star Fox 2? Outdated, overhyped, repetitive? That, you know, I've been thinking about that a lot. And I'm honestly really curious to know myself. I have no idea. It's like for me, I think that, you know, and obviously, you know, I'm looking at it in the context of its time. But I just find it so impressive what they were able to do on this system. Like, it's because it's so deep, you know, right? Like, it's just, there's nothing, like, you have this giant strategic space battle, but then you can have these full 360-degree flight space missions, and then, escaping. I don't want the, oh, left. Ah! Okay, now we need to book it to the cruiser. It has these full 3D space missions. You can go inside cruisers and take those out. You can land on planets and explore those, and then go into bases on those planets. And there's just so much to it for a Super Nintendo, even in this unfinished state. I hope people can appreciate that, and see it in the context of its time. That being said, I feel like if Nintendo just made like an HD remake of this game, I think that core design would hold up very well. Obviously, at the moment, they're working with the limitations of when this was made, but the basic design of the game, I think, is fantastic. Alright, let's see if we can harvest a little health off of these guys, maybe? We don't just run into them. Maybe. I can't seem to hit any of them. So, doesn't seem promising. Ooh, they're hitting me, so there's some help. Hit it! Some more right there. Get it before the cutscene cues. Yes, got it. Okay, that was close. But that's also, like I'll probably be writing a review of this game when the final version comes out. And that's something that I've been thinking about is, like, how do you review a game that should have been released in, like, 1995? How do you review that day? Like, do you review it from today? Do you, like if I'm reviewing this game, do I take off points for the frame rate? Or, like, would somebody in the time that it was reviewed take off points from the frame rate? And if I do review it as if I'm reviewing it in, you know, 1995, is that really a true, honest review, or is that sort of more like an editorial, like a feature, you know? So it's a very interesting thing. I can't think of any other game that's this high profile that got just completely canceled and is now coming out. I can't think of any real basis for comparison for this game. Would you compare this game to X-Wing on the 32X? You know, I haven't played that, because I don't have a 32X, but that is kind of like the one game that I always see at work, and I think, ooh, I should buy a 32X. Is it good? Have you played it? Because I do want to, because it has those kind of, these same, like, you know, shaded polygon, kind of, polygonal graphics that I love. So I would very much like to play it. If I can make it around this wall, that would be lovely. Alright, that unlocks that door. Are you going to upload this stream to the channel? Yes, you will be able to watch this entire stream in its entirety, once it's over. It should go up immediately. There shouldn't be any delay or anything, so if you missed something, or if you have to go early or something like that, you will be able to watch it later. Where in the world is the door? Oh, things are happening outside the ship, and I need to finish up here. No! It's not good. take this guy out very fast. Shoot at the things. Down, 2 down, 3 down, last one, do it, 4, okay. Are there any other Nintendo games known to be finished but never released publicly, excluding games that only released in limited regions? Not that I know of. I don't believe there are any other games that, because that's the thing, is this game, and something that a lot of people aren't talking about as much, is that it cost Nintendo, now that the Super FX chip, the patents are up on that, it cost Nintendo nothing to release this game. Because something that came out in those interviews is that this game was fully tested, it was rated, it was ready to be released. Like, all of the money had already been spent on it, but at the time the N64 was coming out, they didn't want to confuse people. They wanted the N64 to be the 3D system and the SNES to be the 2D system, so they cut the game at the last second. So, yeah, there aren't many games in that kind of situation. I'm talking right now because I know this thing. I don't think it can... I'm just gonna fly for it, really. That out. Get to the ship before it shoots! Where would you rank this game in the series? That's a good question. As it stands now, I mean, with, like, how the game plays... I'd put it 3rd or 4th, with, like, 1... with Star Fox and Star Fox 64 being the 2 best games in the series. I'd put this either just behind Star Fox 64 or just behind Assault, because Assault would otherwise be 3rd for me, I think. But that changes depending on what day it is. It's hard to rank your favorite series, because if you're like me, like, you enjoy all of them for very different reasons. And that's the thing, like, I mean, where do you rank, like I love Star Fox Adventures. It's one of my favorite Zelda games. But, like, it's so hard to rank in the series because it's, like, you know, obviously totally unlike any other game in the series. So, it's a difficult series to rank because so many of them are different. I mean, even this is very different from the original Star Fox or Star Fox 64. It bears similarities to Star Fox Command or even Star Fox Zero. But like, even Star Fox Command, which is obviously its closest counterpart, like, the thing I don't like about Star Fox Command is that it lost, like, the ground missions and, like, the depth of this game. And so, like, even, like, I think this is a better game than Star Fox Command. I think Star Fox Command feels like a very basic version of this game. Which is bizarre since this is a Super Nintendo game. That carrier level, it was just like Star Fox Zero Sector Alpha. Yeah, when you're flying dead onto it, yeah. And that was, yeah, Star Fox Zero had a lot of great homages. Star Fox 2. I wonder if they knew when they were making that, they're like, hey, that Super FX chip patent is gonna go up, so we're gonna re-release Star Fox 2, so let's put some hints in here. I'm gonna fight this guy going the other way. It's coming toward me. Whoop. Oh, nope. Okay, that was close. Almost ran over me. Awesome. I guess I don't actually need that health, but I'll get it. Just as a celebratory health kit. I know this is a shameless plug, but I have a YouTube channel called Tyler the Gamer. So everybody, nobody else gets a shameless plug. Tyler was first to it, so he gets the shameless plug for this video. You all get one for each video. Whoever can get to it first gets the shameless plug. So, Tyler, you can go check out Tyler's channel. Your channel better be good if I'm plugging it, Tyler. I mean, it's, I guess, not that good, because I'm not that good, but if I'm taking the time out of my stream to plug your channel, I expect great things from your channel. Go check out Tyler the Gamer. It's a good title. It's direct. I like it. But if any of you other guys want to plug, or girls want to plug your channel, you gotta wait until next time. Right. So, let's see. So we fought both bosses. We fought every Star Wolf member but Wolf. We've taken out the missiles. I think he might do one more missile launch. Maybe? Like, I think as I start taking over the rest of these planets, I think he's gonna do one more missile launch, and then I think it's just a question of clearing out the rest of his guys, and then taking out Andros. So I think, I say this very cautiously, but I think we are through the hardest part of Extra. Which is great. Creeperboy1225 Gamer says, sorry I'm late. It's okay, I forgive you. I was gonna take a drink of my beer, but this missile waits for no man. So, we'll just have to go ahead and fight it. You know what? I was actually thinking about this today, and it reminded me of when I said no man. So, I know a lot of people hated on No Man's Sky. Obviously, that's fine. You like what you like. But, I enjoyed it for what it was. And this game, honestly, it reminded me of this game. Like, because this game is essentially like that early version of you have this universe to explore. You can go out in your ship, and you can land on any planet, and explore it, and there's stuff to do on that planet, and it feels kind of like that kind of game, but in 1995, but still like in 3D, which I think is very impressive. Because we were talking earlier about, you know, looking at this game in a modern context, and there is some of that comparison to be made with a game like No Man's Sky or something like that. Alright. I need to remember to drink beer between attacking ships. It'd be great if I could shoot this missile. There we go. You know what I'd like is a mod of this game, and the first Star Fox game, to use an analog stick. Because as much as I love them, and I grew up, you know, first Star Fox game is one of the first games I can remember playing, like it's a huge part of my childhood. Playing a 3D flight game with a D-pad is just the worst. It's terrible. Alright. Let's see, we're gonna take out this missile. We're gonna take out that. Oh, take out this missile. We're gonna take out the sabotage droids. We'll take out the missile from Tuna, and we'll just start taking those planets. This is going to work. We might actually win this. Which will make me feel better about the last live stream I did of Star Fox 2, where I failed to win a single time. This is a very awkward angle to approach this from. If you haven't played this, you can't point your ship straight down. Like, you're still sort of... You can turn in, like, in any direction, but you can't point straight up or down, and you can't, like, loop around over yourself. Go up. Here, yes it is. Get away. But yeah, so when stuff goes under you like that, you're kind of like, I can't get it. It's awkward. Let's see. I think it's funny how much Nintendo is advertising this as a brand new game. I think that will just set up high expectations. Yeah, it's... I mean, but how do you advertise this? You know, it's such a unique situation. Like, what is the marketing strategy for Star Fox 2 in 2017? It's, how do you even approach that? What do you think of the game's soundtrack compared to Star Fox 1? It's hit and miss. I like each of the planets has multiple themes, like a theme for when you're on the surface and a theme for when you go underground. And I think that's really, excuse me, I think that's really cool. And a lot of those are very good. I don't think it ever quite gets to the level of Star Fox 1, but that's, you know, that's okay. You know, Star Fox 1 has such an amazing soundtrack that this one can fall short of it by quite a ways and still be really darn good. Did you see my expert playthrough? I did not. Is it on your YouTube channel? Too late, because Tyler McIntosh already took the YouTube shout-out claim for this stream. But maybe I'll look anyway. I would pay an extra $10 for a SNES Mini if they would run the Star Fox games at 60 frames per second. I was talking about that on Twitter. I'm curious about how the Star Fox games will run on those, because especially, like, Star Fox 1 especially, and I know, like, they've talked about this in interviews, that game is made, like, the frame rate drops are taken into account. Like, the speed at which your ship moves and everything, the speed of the music, is all adjusting so it'll play smoothly even when the frame rate drops. So, like, if you've ever played Star Fox, like the original one, on a poorly clocked emulator, you'll know that it kind of becomes just unplayable. Like, it's really hard to control if it's not running at the right frame rate. That being said, if they could preserve that and still output like even like a 30 frames per second, or hell, like a 20, you know, like, because this game runs at a very low frame rate. Yes, that would be so cool. And that's why I say, like, I'm surprised they haven't just, like, I'm surprised in all the time where the Super Effects chip was still under patent and they couldn't reproduce the original Star Fox, because that's the reason that Star Fox, the first one, has never been released. That's the reason why Yoshi's Island, the Super Nintendo version, has never been re-released, is because of that Super Effects chip patent. It's not just Star Fox 2 that suffers from that problem. Yeah, I'm surprised that during that time, when they couldn't re-release that game, that they never remade it. I mean, that, to me, I mean, they did, like, Star Fox 64 on the 3DS, but I would still love to see a remake of Star Fox. I still want it to have, like, shaded polygon graphics, but just, like, at 1080, running real nice and smooth at 60 frames per second. That would be great. I'd pay a full 60 for that game. Happily. Have you played Shovel Knight? Yes, I have. I really like Shovel Knight. I think I've put that on the Twitter poll a couple times to try and play on a stream, but it never manages to win, which is very sad. Maybe someday. Princess Rescuer says yes. I assume yes to it is on your channel. So if you want to see an expert level Star Fox Let's Play other than this one, there you go. There's 2 shoutouts in this stream. So I'm gonna need y'all to stop doing shoutouts. Okay. Okay, this music. Hang on. Can I pause it? Does you? Oh wait, maybe it does still play when I pause it. Hang on. I don't know how well you guys can hear the music. My stream good? Okay. The stream disappeared for a second there. Was that? We still good? Just like go away. We're still good. I think we're back. Back? Okay, so here's... boy, so I didn't, like, none of my comments refreshed while that was going on. Give me a second. I want to read your comments, get caught up here. Have you played The Legend of Zelda 1 and if completed it? I have. All Nintendo had to do was remake Star Fox 2 for Wii U and it would have sold like crazy. Maybe. Yeah, so now we're talking about it's freezing. Stream is back. Yeah, it's back. Okay, cool. So it came back for you guys. Good. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but sorry about that. But it seems to be back now. All you missed, we took Fortuna. It went really well. I was super competent the entire time. It was very impressive. Probably the single greatest bit of Star Fox playing that has ever happened. So, alright, let's take out this missile. And that satellite will probably shoot down the other missile while we're taking care of this one. I think. Maybe. We shall see. Alright. Well, I need to turn my computer back over to the stream monitor so I can see if it freaks out again. Why aren't your comments aren't showing up in my chat log? Interesting. I wonder if YouTube, like, when it froze, like, changed the URL of the chat log. Let's see if I can fix that real quick. Maybe? Did it change? I think it might have. Chat. Boop. Boop. Alright. Chat probably went away for a second. There it is. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're back. Alright. Everything is back as it should be. And go back into my control room on the YouTubes here so I can see the stream health. And we're back on track. Good. Sorry about that, everybody. But we seem to be back in good shape now. Okay. Oh, and my chat window. Boop. Okay. So technically we're getting a new official Star Fox game this year. Yeah, it's, does this count as canon? Like, and if so, like, is it canon after Star Fox Zero? Because in my head, I mean, I don't know if this is technically true, but in my head, Star Fox Zero kind of, like, resets canon. But, is this officially canon? And, like, on the release, what's weird is, like, everywhere that lists a release date for this game is going to list it as a 2017 game. It also means we were talking about this on NWR. This game will technically be eligible for Game of the Year. Like, at least on NWR, I assume everywhere. But, oh, there's one left. In case that didn't get away while I was talking. Like this, I mean, you'll know, I'm gonna vote for it. Jesse Estrada says, "Hey John, how's it?" Hi Jesse, welcome to the stream. Good to have you back. Do you think there will be an N64 Mini? I can't imagine why not. I mean, yes I do. And though I wouldn't mind them like re-releasing the NES Mini at some point, like making that a thing that the people who wanted to get it and couldn't can actually get. That'd be nice. Cause like, I mean, for me personally, like, the NES, I mean, don't get me wrong, the NES is great, but most of my nostalgia is for the Super Nintendo, and the N64. So, aw, one got away. So, like, for me, like, I don't need an NES Classic, but I'd like the people who would like one to be able to get one. Yes, got it before I got there, okay. Take out this guy real quick. Dead! Bah! I would assume that Star Fox 2 takes place before Adventures. I'm excited for a Game Boy Color. That would be cool. And yes, I think it takes place... Yeah, it would take place before Adventures. Like, there's nothing... Canonically, you can just slip it in there and it's fine. The question is, what happened to Faye and Miyu? We now need a canon explanation for those characters. And that's kind of where my head is as far as, like, Star Fox Zero decanonizing it. Is you could essentially say Star Fox Zero, then Star Fox 2, and then we don't know what happens after that, and Faye and Miyu are still there. So, we need canon answers to these questions. Are you enjoying this game? Because I sure did. I love this game. Granted, I mean, I've yet to meet a Star Fox game I don't like. And this is certainly one of, I'd say, the better ones. This is, I mean, just as a Super Nintendo game, I think, even in its unfinished state, this is one of my favorite Super Nintendo games. Well, it can't have been a 1995 release if it was never released. Right, so we have to list it as a 2017 release. Okay, here he's gonna launch a bunch of missiles. I was waiting for him to do that. But he did it with only 3 planets left, so it's not even gonna be a problem. He's getting desperate. We're officially getting new Star Fox characters as well, right? Yeah, Faye and Miyu, long talked about in the fanfiction, are now official canon Star Fox characters, which is great. Got it. If I can't get an SNES Classic, I think I'm at the point where I will make my own. I do wonder how long it will take someone to rip the Star Fox ROM, excuse me, the Star Fox 2 ROM off of the SNES Classic and put it onto a cart. because while I will happily buy the SNES Classic, I've said before that if they ever release Star Fox 2, I'll be first in line to get it. So I think that since I have bought, you know, illegal, like, repro carts of Star Fox 2, I think I owe it to Nintendo to pay for a real copy. If someone does make a repro cart with the finished version, I will buy that. I will absolutely buy that. Especially since it'll probably have, like, the official, like, art on it. Because I love that art. I'm gonna try to take down... No, I'm gonna take down the missiles, and then I'll go for the planet. That's the responsible thing to do. I'm very close to the end of the game. I don't want to make a stupid mistake and wind up losing all my progress. He's really liking these spinny missiles right here at the end. These seem to be his favorites. Okay, so this, I can't point up any farther than this. He's just flying out of my range, which is kind of a jerk move. Oh, good. Okay, so the satellite system shot down one of the other missiles. Whoop. Alright. Ooh, you guys commented a few times. Where was I at? How about the idea of a prequel of Star Fox where you play as James and the original team with Peppy and Pigma? I'd spend the whole game just shooting at Pigma. Like, I know you're gonna betray me, I know you're gonna cause so much trouble, so much turmoil in young Fox McCloud's life. That would be cool, but I would spend a lot of time shooting it, at Pigma. There was, I did a Let's Play back when Star Fox Zero was coming out of a fan game called Star Fox Event Horizon. And it had some missions where you played as James. It actually had the mission where you're going to Venom, where Pigman betrays you. It was really cool. Obviously not like an official Star Fox game, but it was a cool, little interpretation of those events, and it was pretty well done. 64 and 0 both rebooted the story, so Star Fox 2 isn't canon. But if it came out after Star Fox 0, that's the question, is if it comes out after Star Fox 0, do we consider it canon in the Star Fox 0 universe? I mean, it's stupid either way, but that's the question. Do you like fidget spinners? I like how profitable they are. They are very cheap items. And they are sold at a very high markup. As a capitalist, I appreciate how much money can be made from fidget spinners. That's what I'll say about that. Wasn't Mew considered the original design for Cat? I don't know. But that would be some interesting canoning. Will be crazy if they just renamed her. In the official release, just renamed her to Cat. That'd be weird. I imagine that Star Fox SNES 64 and 0 separate into 3 different dimensions, where the Star Fox universe adventures follows after either. That's kind of where, yeah, like that makes sense to me. Where you can kind of choose whichever one of those you want as your origin story. And then you'll still wind up at the same place. Because there's nothing in any of those games that precludes the occurrence of Star Fox 2, as far as story goes. Oh, let's see. Okay, this planet. I freaking hate its switches. Because it's mostly dumb luck. As you try to get these to switch to circles instead of X's. But luckily, we are not under great time constraint right now. We can just sit here. Oh, do it. Do it. Oh, it's gonna make it. It's gonna go. You stop shooting. That's one. Other one. We have a little wheel that we have to stop at the right time. It's very frustrating. Ouch. Pop back up. Shoot you. Oh, you're in there. There you are. I do like the extra detail this planet has in that it has roads. and like some cool like extra like rock geometry. It's a lot of detail for a 3D Super Nintendo game. Okay, so this one we just gotta get the circle to end up on top again. But oh. But oh, so close. Okay, I need to go just a little bit earlier. Yes, okay, got it. Within 1 day, I predict people will rip the Star Fox 2 ROM and put it on a cart. Yeah, ROM to card, hours is my guess. At the very least, release it on the net. Yeah, I'm sure Nintendo will be on it to try and take it down from the internet, but I am sure repro carts will show up very quickly. And, I mean, as much as I'm not about, like, game pirating, like, I think if you're going to buy a repro cart of Star Fox 2, buy an SNES Classic. Like, pay for the game. If it's possible to buy the game legally, buy the game legally. And I say that as someone who will absolutely buy another repro of this game to get the final version on a cart, but I also want to make sure that, like, that I've paid for this game. Because I think I owe it to the people who made it to actually buy a copy. I think that's important. Do you think Star Fox 2 will have box art on the SNES Classic? Why? Yes. It's actually already out. You can look it up. I believe the Japanese version of the box art is already out. It looks great. The thumbnail for this video, actually, the image of Fox, Miu, and Faye is from the Japanese box art. So yes, it will. Okay, so that's... Ooh, there's a different special weapon up there, but I think I want to stick with my health regen special. That'll be good against the final boss. Wait, they're just dropping specials all over the place. Alright. Here we go. It's easy one. This guy out. Alright. I remember an ambitious fan project called Shadows of Lilat that got canceled. That looks cool. I remember that too. Boy. Throat is dry. Let's see. Star Fox 1, then Star Fox 2, then Star Fox 64, then Adventures, Assault. Oh, you're ordering them. I thought you were saying that was, like, story-wise, like, the story, like, lore of the series. I'm like, I don't think that makes sense. Okay. Okay. Or are you saying, like, that's when they can't... I get what you're saying. Like, it's weird to do the canon because it's a game that should have already come out but didn't. It's a weird case. There isn't a lot of precedent for it. The walker needs to be implemented in Fox's moveset or Final Smash in the next Smash. That would be cool. I'll buy an SNES Class if I can get one. If not, I'm going to go for a cart. I don't want to pirate, but I do need Star Fox 2. I completely understand what you're saying. Hopefully Nintendo will put it on, like, Virtual Console. If the Switch Virtual Console ever becomes a thing, hopefully they'll put it on there. And hopefully, like, the Wii U Virtual Console, too. Maybe if we're lucky, a new 3DS Virtual Console. That would be amazing. Yeah, just wait for Virtual Console. Yep. Have you ever played PC games like Doom? I have. I have Doom on the Super Nintendo too, which is terrible. Maybe I can pop it in after we finish the game and we can look at Doom on the Super Nintendo. That's a game that is probably okay, isn't showing up on the Super Nintendo Classic. I wonder if the next Star Fox game will be a reinterpretation of Adventures or will continue the story from Command. I would not be at all surprised if it is a sequel to Star Fox Zero. Like, continues the story, but maybe disregards the events of the other Star Fox games. I would not be at all surprised to see that. Or maybe it's just something completely new. Like, maybe it doesn't exactly follow Star Fox Zero. It's just a new game that uses those characters. Hopefully doesn't retell the original Star Fox story again, because we now have 3 stories that are... We have Star Fox 64, and Star Fox Zero that are all the same game. Like, Star Fox 64 was already a remake. And then Star Fox Zero also retells the stories. Here's one of those missiles that we can shoot down before it can launch. That'll save us some time. So then even if we fail on this mission, we've still destroyed that missile, which is... Where's that praying mantis? There it is. Whoop. Woohoo! Whoa, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away. Gonna use our health regen. Because that went very poorly just then. Right, he's almost dead. Loop around. That was a big firework. Alright, now we can push the button. Ah! Bugs. If Star Fox 2 is one of the classic game selections, I'll pay. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's already only like, what, 20 bucks for a year or something like that, so I'm already, I mean... I pay $60 for PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live, so 20 bucks, that sounds great. I love Star Fox, but I think Nintendo is going to Metroid Star Fox after Star Fox 2. I don't think we're going to get an entry for a long time, sadly. Well, here's the thing. I really actually liked Federation Force. I was like one of the 5 people in the world who was playing it. So if Star Fox gets Metroided in that respect, I'll be fine with it. And I think, I mean, Star Fox isn't one of their A-list titles, so I don't expect to get a Star Fox game every couple years, or even every system generation. And Miyamoto has said multiple times, I think Star Fox is in kind of the same boat as F-Zero, where I think Miyamoto feels like it's a game that he wants to do when he has a new idea for it. That's why Zero happened, is he had a new idea for how you could play it. And then people got pissy because, you know, if you hand anybody a controller other than what they're used to, they think it's the worst thing in the world. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Whoop! Oh, I went too early. Whoop! Where's the jump rope? Oh, I landed on the jump rope. We're getting 2 new Metroids. Yes, and they both... Samus Returns looks awesome. I'm so excited. Oh, no, I was in between them anyway, so that's fine. I can just fly over those as we leave. Whoop. Star Fox Returns. That'd be a cool game. That sounds like a game where... That almost sounds like a sequel to Adventures for some reason. Is he playing on a SNES Mini or an emulator? Neither. I am playing a reproduction cart on an actual Super Nintendo. So I am playing this on real hardware. This is the most authentic way to play this game for now, until the SNES Mini comes out. Trying to walk and read comments at the same time. Whoop. On out, the flowery bugger. Open. Another wall. Good. It's the hallway of flowery walls. And another. When 2 just isn't enough. Try 3. Whoop. After 7 years, and that's just after other M, not counting the last good Metroids, I think we might get a new Star Fox games toward the end of the Switch's lifespan. That would be great. I'm not counting on it, but that would be great. I'd take a Super Nintendo Star Fox remake. Star Fox Assault remake. I would happily take a remake, even if I can't get a new game. Just to keep the franchise alive, right? But who knows, maybe people will absolutely love Star Fox 2, and it'll just revitalize the franchise. YTX News says, yo, Johnny boy. Hello. So is this game really short or what? I mean, for a Star Fox game, it's pretty long. I've been streaming for, how long are we on right now? What, like an hour and a half? So, that's pretty good for a Star Fox game. But Star Fox games are always meant to be kind of like, most of them are meant to be kind of like short, arcade-like experiences where you're going for a high score. So that's kind of how they're designed to be. I was here last time when you streamed Sunshine. I remember. Thank you for coming back. Did you hear the news that Miyamoto wants to make a Star Fox anime? We actually talked about it earlier. There was a mistranslation of that quote, and he was actually saying that he was, as opposed to saying these are the animes we want to make, he was saying these are the animes we have made, and talking about how they can use that. So maybe they still will, obviously, like, we're not ruling that out. But in the context of that particular quote, he was actually talking about the fact that they already made that anime. Google Translate's a bitch. Let's see. Agreed, people were far too close-minded with Star Fox Zero controls. It was a good with some practice and patience. It's a shame some people bitched hard and will probably turn Nintendo off to future titles. Exactly. You can watch I did a full Let's Play of that game before it came out. Neil, who was reviewing it for the site, actually sent me the review copy, so I was able to kind of play through it early, and I recorded that. So that was my first time playing it outside of playing an early build at E3, and by the end of the Corneria level, the controls made sense, and I played through it that night, so I don't really get where people have so much trouble with that game. Oh, why thank you, Satellite, for shooting that down for me. I thought it was great. I would have rather it furthered the story as opposed to be a remake of the original Star Fox and Star Fox 64, but for what it was, I thought it was really fun, and a very, one of my favorite, like, as far as Wii U games that can only work on the Wii U, that's definitely probably my favorite. It's not my favorite Wii U game, but as far as games that there's no way you could get them to work on any other system, it's definitely my favorite of those. We'll take out that. I mean, we don't really need to take out that missile. We'll take out the missile just in case. Just in case it launches before we're done with this mission. I have to deal with it later. Alright. And into the base we go. I really thought I was going to run into the wall there for a second. There's more fireworks, so that's good. Ugh. I'm not sure. I don't know if I actually have to fight this guy or if I can just run past him. It's just one of those, like, turret things. There he is. We'll just take him out real quick. Oh, goes. Don't need that shield, which is good because it's over lava, not in an easy place to get to. Ow. I was reading comments, turret. Don't shoot at me when I'm reading comments. Ha ha ha. Thought you could get the jump on me. It was I who got the jump on you. Miyamoto is watching and crying over his toadstools as you play this emu. I'm not playing it, I mean, technically it's not an emulator. I'm playing it on a Super Nintendo with a reproduction cartridge. But it is not being emulated. It is legitimately running on original hardware. So he can cry over the fact that I'm playing an illegal copy of this game, but it's Nintendo's fault for canceling it in the first place. And, like I've said, I already have my pre-order in for a European SNES, because that's the only pre-order I've been able to find. But I will happily paying money for this game in just a couple months. I never played Metroid 2, so I'll be getting Metroid Samus Returns since it's a remake. Yeah, I mean, I've played Metroid 2. I never beat it. Because it was definitely, it has more in line with the original Metroid than, like, Super Metroid. So it doesn't have, like, really the improvements that Super Metroid had to the formula. Oh, we're not fighting a guy in the lava. I just assumed he would be in the lava, not a wallflower thing. But yes, I am absolutely excited for Samus Returns. Apparently some of our staff got to play it at a preview event, and they were just raving about it, which I'm a little jealous that they got to play it. But yeah, I'm super excited about that. Honestly, like, I mean, like, Metroid Prime 4 are awesome. You know, who knows when that'll actually come out. I'm gonna get this coin, because it'll restore my health. But, like, Samus Returns, I'm way more excited for than I expected I would be. It just looks great. This actually looks pretty smooth for SNES era. It really does. This is an incredibly impressive game. Even compared to like original Star Fox, this does stuff that like the original Star Fox would have never dreamed of doing. Oh, where's the... Oh, I have to go over here and push a button. That's right. See, if you thought Star Fox Adventures was the first Star Fox game with Zelda dungeons, we're wrong. It all started here. Doesn't seem as sickening as normal Mode 7. Well, this isn't Mode 7. This is true, honest-to-goodness 3D. Thanks to the Super Nintendo and the geniuses at Argonaut Software. So yeah, this is not Mode 7. This is actually true polygonal 3D. And it's crazy to see. We were talking about Doom earlier. Doom, the Super Nintendo version of Doom, actually runs on the Super Effects chip, just like Star Fox. So just an interesting tidbit. Which was kind of the reason I bought it on Super Nintendo, is just that link to Star Fox. Plus, on the Super Nintendo, it has a red cartridge, which looks really cool. Alright, I want that health because I have almost full health, but not quite full health. I'm gonna try to get this health without running into this wall. Whoop! Nope, I ran into the wall, but I didn't take damage. That is A-okay. If people wanted to play traditional Star Fox with normal controls, they can play 1 and 64. 0 would have been a remake otherwise. Absolutely. I 100% agree with what you just said. Well said. Almost there. Alright. We have made it. The final boss. You didn't do a full LP of 0, you only did the main path, you should do a full LP. You know, I keep thinking that. I do need to go back to Star Fox 0 and do all the other missions. I had the game for like a very limited time, and I actually had it because I was reviewing Star Fox Guard. And so I had very little time to play Star Fox 0 when I was doing that Let's Play. So yes, I do need to go back and do the other missions. Obviously I've played them, but I haven't Let's Played them. Wolf! About the unused character sprites, I finally uploaded a video. The video is actually part of Star Fox 2 Remix. Okay. To a barrel roll. Okay, that's actually, as I'm fighting Wolf, I will be doing a whole bunch of barrel rolls. He just called me a detestable punk, which can go down in history as one of Wolf's many just great insults. Or one of the insult, like, the Star Fox series is great as it tries to maintain its generally child-friendly rating of just coming up with some great insults. My favorite is Stinking Ape from Star Fox Assault, which really, when you think of it, seems like some sort of like racial slur. Really an aggressive comment, I'm sure. In the context of their universe, that's probably like a really rough thing to say. Come here. But I mentioned earlier how his ship looks different than the others. See, it's like blue, and it has this little, like, this one textured polygon, or not polygon, but face, like in the top corner of it. It's hard to see, but it's there. You may have noticed it during the intro. You can almost rewind and watch the intro again to him coming in, and you can see it has an actual texture on his ship, which is amazing. There we go. Maybe I can see the texture. Nope, he's gonna turn around. Fly away. Never mind. You want to see the Aperoids in future games? That would be fine. I mean, I think Andross is a cooler villain, but I think the Aperoids were cool. I enjoyed the characters. Here we go. We're gonna go fight Andross. And this is like one of the things this game does a lot better than the first Star Fox is like cinematic moments like this. Like this is a true, honest, like 3D cutscene in a Super Nintendo game, and it's very well choreographed. Like it's all very like smooth, and stuff is flying past the camera, and like that. It's just awesome. That's extremely impressive for a Super Nintendo game. There are N64s that don't have such well choreographed cutscenes. I said there are N64s. There are N64 games that don't have such well choreographed cutscenes. The N64 itself doesn't really have any cutscene. It is but a box. Push it? Yeah. Is this the beta? It is a beta version, not the full game. This is, yes. Yes, this is the not the leaked alpha version, but the slightly later version that was patched to be in English. So my version is still pretty buggy. Oh, I should have shown you, there's a fun bug when you're saving the satellite from those things that attach to it. There's a bug you can do where if you transform in that level, you will actually transform into your partner's ship and will not be able to move other than looking up and down, left and right. Like, you can't actually, like, fly forward or anything. It is a silly bug. I ran into it. I'd actually never run into it before until I was doing that the fake Star Fox 2 trailer on this channel. And just happened to discover it. I'm sure, like, I'm not saying I'm, like, discovered it for the, like, I'm sure other people have discovered it. But I just never personally run into it before. That's one of the most stressful switches in the game, where it's like moving and you have to jump over the lava to get to it. Round, and whoop. Oh, or we could just fall, but we missed the lava, so it's all okay. Everything's fine. Ooh, and these ones, I feel like I'm gonna be curious in the final version of the game if those blue spinny things will actually hurt you, because in this particular build they just push you. But that feels unfinished. I feel like they should be something that hurt you. But if you're the walker, they just kind of like nudge you gently. Want to read your comments, but I guess at this point it doesn't matter how long I take, because we've already gotten past the point where you can shoot missiles at Corneria. We're just in the final boss area. Whoop. He's liking the... There's some randomness to this game, as far as like what bosses and stuff show up. Like you heard me say earlier that last time I played this, during that segment where he sends the two bosses after you, he sent different bosses after me this afternoon when I was playing. I feel like this time around I'm seeing a lot of these wallflowery things. Yay. I don't know if I actually had to do this room, I just felt like it. You like the name Cappy for the hat in Mario Odyssey? You know, I hadn't formed an opinion on it, but I have nothing against the name Cappy for the hat in Mario Odyssey. Apparently, the Defense class R-Wing, the Interceptor class R-Wing may no longer appear in the final game. Really? I would be very surprised if that's true. But we'll see. That would certainly be interesting. Staking Ape, yep. Your profile pic makes it better. Oh, yeah. Out of the main four, Star Fox Villain, Andross, General Skills, Aperoid Queen, and Angler, which is your least favorite? Definitely the definitely the Angler Empire. They're just not really characterized. Even Scales, who is very anticlimactic, I feel like has more character to him than any of the others. He likes to shoot these little, these things are like those things from Zelda that, like, bounce around the room. He likes to shoot those at you as you go down this hallway, but as long as you walk, they can't hit you. Alright. Are you guys ready for Andross? One of the big things, I haven't mentioned this yet, but one of the big things this game does that the first Star Fox doesn't is, there's actually textures in this game. Which always looks really weird on a Super Nintendo game. But as opposed to just solid colored objects, some of them actually have textures. Alright, here we go! We're gonna follow Andros into his tunnel of doom. And we're gonna see something really cool since we're playing on expert mode that we don't normally get to see on the other modes. Hey fam, what's up? It's ya boy. Greetings. Alright. We're actually, let's see. We've got a few hits left, so we're not quite gonna use our health restore yet. We're gonna wait and see if we take a few more hits before we do that. First we go. Nice thing about this Andros, he is not horribly accurate. Who could that be? Oh, what face is revealing from the darkness? So obviously in the first Star Fox, we had, like, the silver-headed Andros. And this game, we'll see in just a moment, is where we get to see the first incarnation of real monkey-headed Andros. So we actually see a very Star Fox 64 looking Andros on the Super Nintendo, which is crazy. Yeah. And you don't get to see, if you play on easy difficulty, you never see this at all. If you play on, I'm gonna heal myself. If you play on the if you play on the normal difficulty or the hard difficulty, you don't see him in this phase. You just see the last phase he was in, where you can kind of see shots of his face for a moment as you shoot at him. But on expert, you actually see his entire face, which is very cool. And another example of how much progress they made between Star Fox 1 and 2, his character. Now, he's gonna go into these weird, he's like phasing out of existence. For a moment, we can, he's shooting eyeballs at us. Gonna shoot at his brain! His very cubular brain. Here we go, here we go! We did it! We beat Star Fox 2 on expert mode. We took some damage to Corneria, but we still beat it. So, excellent. After going back to 0, the controls weren't my least favorite thing. The two-screen design is the crux. The design. Then all the bosses and all range voices only out of my D-pad. Cinematic lock-on cam. So I get some of those complaints. I don't get the cinematic lock-on cam complaint because just don't use it. But okay. The two-screen design never bothered me anyway because I just push minus and flip between screens, so I never look down at my gamepad. Yeah. Which Andros battle from which game is your favorite? For me, it's the first one. That's just nostalgia, but it's seeing his, like, cool silvery face in 3D. It was cool at the time. It's still cool now. Imagine this. If the SNES Mini is only out at the end of 2017, then the N64 Mini will be out for a month. I mean, the SNES Mini is out for longer than the NES Mini was, so that's good. I found you, Star Fox. You know that I control the... Oh. You guys are quoting it in the wrong order, but okay. I found you, Star Fox. You know that I control the galaxy. If I go down, I'm taking you with me. There you go. Do you like Assassin's Creed? If you do, are you excited about Assassin's Creed Origin? So, I liked, when the first Assassin's Creed came out, I loved it. It was the first 360 game I played, and I thought it was amazing. The second one came out, I loved that one. Brotherhood and Revelations came out, I loved those. 3 came out, it was okay. Was the first game I bought on my Wii U, so that was cool. Black Flag came out, and I thought it was amazing. That is, I love that game. And then, Rogue came out, it was okay. What's the French one? I can't remember the name of it, but you know, the first Xbox One exclusive, or Xbox One and PS4 exclusive one. That one was not great. Unity, that's what it's called. And then Syndicate, I have not played. I have heard it's better, but I have not played. Origins does look really cool, and I'm hoping that it will kind of get me back into the series. I also liked, what was it, Bloodlines on PSP? That was, I enjoyed. Star Fox is over 20 years old, and only about 10 games. You know, sometimes it's about quality over quantity, and Star Fox is definitely that kind of game. But yeah, that's Star Fox 2. Boy, there were quite a few of you showed up. So thanks to all the people who showed up. But yeah, this is an amazing game, even in its unfinished state, and I'm very, very excited to see how it plays in the actual final version. To see what differences there are, to see if there are any major differences, to see maybe if multiplayer shows back up like was in the initial alpha. But yeah, this is a great game. We can hang out for a little bit. I mean, if you guys still hang out, I'll keep hanging out. Maybe we can try Doom on Super Nintendo. But yeah, that is Star Fox 2. Let's see. I doubt there's no way that run beats my run from this morning, which was like my best run ever. It'll be at the top of the leaderboard. I'm very proud of it. But this was a decent run for talking to people while I'm doing it. Yeah, I got a 3-star rating as opposed to like this morning I got like a star with lines behind it. It was like, pshoo, and that was cool. 36% damage. That's not too bad. But yeah, let's see where we ranked. Second place. That's good. So it's just, that was just behind my game this morning, which for live streaming it, I'll call it pretty good. But do you see how good my game was this morning? I don't want to like boast, but like, man, my game this, like, that's my #1 game. That was from this morning, and it was very, very proud of myself for that score. Whoop, I almost ended my name with Q. Actually, let's hang on. We want to make this memorable to be like this was the time that we live streamed it. So we're going to do NWR is already the same. But we'll click it anyway. So yeah, that's so that we can always remember this was the stream that we shared together. It's special. It's not just my initials. All right. So yeah, only 7 unique games. Would you rather have Adventure or Assault HD? Assault HD. I really love Star Fox Assault. I'd love to play Adventures in HD. I think that game would look gorgeous in HD, but I just love Star Fox Assault. Also, if they're gonna do an HD remake, I want the multiplayer to be online, because the multiplayer in Assault was so good. Nice run, thank you. Assault HD, yes, thank you for playing, thank you for watching. And CreepyBoy1225 says, yes, Doom. So, let's see, is it, where? Oh, it is exciting. So yeah, Doom on the Super Nintendo is a, ooh, that looks so bright red on the camera. Is a bright red cart, and it is a Super Effects game. So that's why I bought it. And yeah, we got some Mario Odyssey HD DX. Boy, that's a game. If you could pilot in real life one ship, R-Wing or X-Wing or other sci-fi ship, it would either be an R-Wing or an A-Wing, which is also from Star Wars, but it's my favorite Star Wars ship. It's like the really fast one. It has like shit for shields, but it's like the fastest ship in the Rebel fleet, and it's great. It's a good. I like that ship a lot. But yeah, let's pop in Doom just for some Super Nintendo 3D goodness. I want you guys to see how rough this game is running on Super. So we might as well. Okay, let's do it. Just, I mean, for those of you who are just here for Star Fox, you have a good night. Thank you very much for watching. For those of you, for some reason, who are still wanting to hang around, we can pop in some Doom. Hang on, I have to go in the cart. It's not gonna work. Let's see if it works now. There it is. Okay. Yeah, let's play some Doom. We still got 24 of you, so you know, we'll see if all 24 of you are still interested in watching a couple minutes of Doom here. All right, but yeah, so this has like no menu. It does have good music, but it controls kind of like the opposite of Star Fox 2. Essentially, you have your movement, like turning left and right is on the D-pad, move back and forward, and then L and R lets you strafe. What do I use to shoot again? That I use Y. Okay, let's go. It is muddy. The frame. Oh god. Okay, frame rate is very bad. Boy, this is after playing Star Fox 2 and getting used to those controls. It's really difficult to switch to this. I am really struggling. Running into walls. Alright, turn around. Go up. Get some armor. Look at that beautiful skybox. Isn't that impressive? But do you prefer Panther or Andrew? I like Andrew. Panther's a good character, but I prefer Andrew. I really envy your collection of SNES games. I really don't have that many, honestly. My method for collecting games is to only buy the games I want. I'm not much of a collector of buying stuff just because it's rare or anything like that. Now and then I do. But I try to just buy the games that I want to play. So, for some reason, this was one of those games. Let's find some enemies, shall we? Where? This way, okay. Open. Right, which button is it? That button, okay. You're just a small spattering of pixels over there. Hard to tell what's an enemy and what's like a pickup and what's what. Happy for President 2020. You know, I'll need to see his birth certificate first to prove he's a U.S. citizen, but if he can prove it, and if I like his stance on the issues, like the platform he's running on, can a cap physically run? There are a lot of questions to be answered, but I'm open to voting for Cappy in 2020. Anything's possible. What's weird, there's so much lag between when you push the button and when you actually move. Oh, that door was only open for a second, but I saw something scary in there. There he is. Ah! Die. Alright. I'm stuck. I can't move. There we go. Okay. Ah! You pick up so much momentum at such a low frame rate, and then you just stop as soon as you run into something. Okay, if I can just line myself up with this button. Okay, we did it. We did it. Oh, which Zelda games are worse than Adventures? That's a good question. I mean, I've said that Adventure is one of my favorite Zelda games, jokingly, but obviously that does beg the question. Which ones are worse than Adventure? Twilight Princess, I would say, is worse than Star Fox Adventures. We'll see. I'm gonna watch the view count and see if it goes down when I say stuff like that. That might be the only one that I'm brave enough to say is worse than Star Fox Adventures. Because there aren't really bad 3D Zelda games. I think Ocarina of Time might be a little bit overrated. They killed me yet, so I think we're okay. Triforce Heroes for the 3DS, yes, that game is worse than Star Fox Adventures. For the record, I'm not saying that Star Fox Adventures is better than Ocarina of Time. I just want to make that really clear. That is not actually the case. Okay? We all understand that. We're not going to go talking about how John thinks Star Fox Adventures is better than Ocarina of Time. Okay. We're good on that topic? Okay. I will say Majora's Mask is better than Ocarina of Time. But I don't think that is quite as controversial a statement. Come here. It's so hard to see them. It is impressive though, because like most of the objects... What in the world? Oh, I shot an exploding barrel and I died. Okay. I know I might get hate for this, but Wind Waker is my least favorite 3D Zelda game. Hey, I'm not gonna hate you for saying anything about any game because I like Star Fox Adventures. I reviewed Federation Force and I gave it like a 9, so I really can't say anything to anyone who doesn't like games. I'm a big fan of Devil's Third. I think the game is a ton of fun. So if you don't like a game or you like a game that nobody else likes, you will get no crap from me. Alright? Because I have no room to judge in that department. Maybe Spirit Tracks? I like Spirit Tracks. I didn't play that one until really like way after it came out, but I really like it. Twilight Princess is my second favorite. Of course it is. That's great. That's great. Like what you like. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is my favorite Zelda game. That's fair, man. When I finished that, like the story in that game, I really had to think for a while about like is this my favorite Zelda? And I think Majora's Mask is still my favorite. But I think Breath of the Wild might have replaced Wind Waker as my second favorite. But we'll have to see if it goes past there. Do some cheat codes. I don't know if we can do cheat codes. Yeah, there's no real cheat codes in the Super Nintendo one that I know of. If I put this on my Retron 5, I could, like, put some cheat codes in that way, but I moved recently, and to be totally honest, I am not 100% sure where my Retron 5 is right now. Probably in a box. Hi, dude. How are you, bro? I'm great, Super Saiyan Cringe Dude. Wait, is that all your name, or are you talking to somebody else? Is that all one name? I think it is. Super Saiyan Cringe Dude, My Little Pony Jerkaholic. I hope that's two names and not all your name. Majora's Mask is my favorite too. It's great. It's so, like, what it did for, like, side quests. Like, if you look at the history of side quests in video games, Majora's Mask is, like, it was such a turning point for, like, how complex and in-depth those can be. And, like, arguably more interesting than the main plotline. IDDQD? None of those are buttons on a Super Nintendo controller. I'm not sure how to enter that code, nor where to enter it. But good suggestion. I appreciate the suggestion. I don't know what else I have that you guys want to play. I'll probably hop off here soon. But let's see. You know what? We're talking about weird bad games. So we'll pop in one more game. And then we'll call it a night. I do have one more weird bad game. Like that. See if it pops up right away, or if I need to. And, oh no, it popped right up. So here's a game that we can play. I wonder if any of you can already recognize it. All right, story. I talk about not buying games that I don't actually want. I just buy games, you know. I just buy the games I actually want to play. This is one of the few exceptions where I bought this just because it was like, I should probably have Shaq Fu. That's something that I should have. Can I skip this story? Shaq enters the second world. Oh, I love this overworld. Let's go here. Get in there, Shaq. I don't remember how to play this. Is this gonna be a problem? Be careful, Prince. You might hurt yourself with those swords. My swords will make you think twice about that comment. Riveting dialogue. Star Fox. Not Star Fox. This is a bad time to join the stream. You should rewind and watch the Star Fox. Now we're just casually chatting. And God, this game is terrible. The animation's really good though. The backgrounds are really nice. We'll give it that. There we go. Oh, I should have jumped over that. Oh, whoa! That is an aggressive jump. Like, there's so much forward momentum to that jump. What? Ah! Yes, 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 yes. Oh, don't Fury. Don't you Fury. I'm winning, so you're not allowed to Fury while I'm winning. Whoop. Whoop. Yes. Whoop, no. No! I lost. What? I played it for, like, 2 hours. Well, an hour and, like, 45 minutes. But yeah, no, rewinds. There's an entire place. Well, I'm gonna be hopping off, so I'm not gonna change the name of the stream. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Tell me what games you're excited for in the comments, because I guess I'm not sure when the comments actually appear. He will just play this game, then the stream is over. Yeah, I'm done playing this game. I'm not gonna play any more of the game. But favorite Zelda dungeon? You know what? Twilight Princess, not my favorite Zelda game, but I I really like the desert dungeon in Twilight Princess. That was a good one. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you are as excited as I am about the SNES Classic. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. We'll obviously be, as soon as I can get my hands on the actual Star Fox 2, we're playing the crap out of it. We're going to do comparisons, we'll do live streams. You know me. I will not let a Star Fox game go anything less than thoroughly covered, so we'll be getting on that. Yeah, subscribe to the channel. Check out NintendoWorldReport.com. That's what we are an offshoot of. You can get tons of Nintendo news, editorials, reviews, everything you want. It is one of the largest Nintendo sites on the internet and is a great place to go for good, solid Nintendo information. You can also, if you are interested, you can check out our Patreon. That's patreon.com/NWR. And thank you very much for watching. Next time, are you quoting Cappy's presidential run? I have plans where if anyone will mess up, I will mind control them. That's Cappy. That's his platform for running for president. Great. He has my vote. Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. Oh yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. It's right there. It's the first one, at JTS992. You can also follow Nintendo_NWR. That's the website's Twitter handle. Every Saturday, I'll do a poll starting in the morning for what game I should play that night. You guys can vote on the poll and decide what game I play. So it is entirely up to you guys. I will probably see you next weekend. Thank you very much for watching. Y'all have a wonderful night, and, yeah. These live streams are so weird to end, because there's no, like, scripted ending thing. So, yeah, vote for Cappy. A vote for Cappy is a vote for mind control, and, yeah, we're gonna go. Have a good night, guys. Thanks.